Hi, I'm Steve Okino, and you have clicked on a History in the Hand metal detecting video. If this is your first time to the channel, I take my metal detector and look for interesting things here in north central Pennsylvania. Today, we are on this hillside that's on its way going back to woods from once a farm field, but I was using LiDAR mapping of the area, and I found what absolutely looks like a foundation. So come on along, let's see if we can find something interesting, some history to hold right in our hand. And it actually looks promising because those are very old apple trees. And here in north central Pennsylvania, every homestead had an orchard, so that's a good sign. Right down there is another great sign that there was a homestead nearby. There was never a homestead built without a water supply, so that's a pretty big honking spring right there. That, along with the old apple trees here, that makes me enthusiastic. Okay. Now this is a cellar hole. Rocks don't pile themselves up like that at a 90-degree angle. So I think we've got ourselves a homestead right here. Makes sense. This whole side hill is covered with ancient apple trees. So I like this. Let's see what we can find here. What seems like a copper tone. Down here, who knows what it could be. Oh. Now that right there makes me think that we are on to a residence, because you do not find early 1800s pewter spoon bowls around a shed. So that is a very good sign. Oh, this is great. Good deal. Let's keep looking. I see rust. Something iron buried in the rocks of the foundation. I don't know if I'll be able to. Oh, look, it's a thing. More cast iron, I would say. More cast iron, which I think these ridges give the telltale sign of stove. What'd we find, Mackie? Well, it looks like we found this, and that has that makes me think that we have the frame possibly of a clock, but I don't know for sure, but we'll keep on looking. Looks like I folded that with the shovel. Don't see any text stamped into it anywhere, but we can clean it up with the Dremel tool later on. Neat. There's more of it. I was not accurate with my hole. There's more of it. All right, got to be more careful. I see what our target is right here, and it looks like another. Looks like more silverware. We have a butter knife here. So it looks like I missed the hole again. I damaged it. That makes me mad. Oh, that was fancy. Ah, Steve, you big boob. Idiot. Look at that. Oh, that was super fancy, and I completely trashed it. Ah, what a jerk. And exactly like 30 seconds after I said I'll have to be more careful. Unbelievable. Wow, that was fancy. Whew. Super fancy. Wow. I'm having trouble pinpointing because there's just so much thatch here. I'm not making excuses. Oh, that's pretty. Wow. Yep, that would have been super fancy in its day. Another little fragile buckle, which again, I think I'm gonna guess that was for fabric, not for leather. This actually looks like a. That's interesting. I haven't seen one in this style. If you have seen one in this style, let me know. It almost looks like this would have been for like overall suspenders or something. Fabric, not leather. Boy, I love it. Well, that is great. A nice little piece of history. History in the hand. That's why we do this. That's really cool. All right, on to the next. That's a screaming high tone, and because of my propensity to booger up items, I'm digging gigantic plugs. What in the world? You know, that was right in the copper penny range. And clearly, it's not a copper penny. So, who knows what it is? I see no writing. No text on that side. And it would have been stamped in, so we'd have seen it on either side. Who knows? Who knows? But it's a thing. All right, on to the next. More parts of a cook stove. Lots of cast iron scattered around here. An interesting object. I think that it is possible that could be for a door set. Possible. I'm not sure. It almost looks like there were holes in the four corners, but that square cutout is suspicious to me. Anyhow, I'm just spitballing, but it could be that's what we found here. All right, on to the next. Big iron piece. Huh. You know, I always find a rusty hinge. Wonder if this was part of one. It's kind of got the, it's got the 3 screw holes. Yep, they're countersunk and everything. But it is too square. Who knows? On to the next. Mackie, what are you doing? It's a nice day, isn't it? Haha. All right, on to the next. You know, I almost think that these were driven into the end of a wagon axle, and these were the collars that held them together. That's going to be my guess. Piece of an old plowshare there. Just some of the big iron that I can't carry back with me. Too heavy. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if that was part of an old coffee pot or something for putting coffee grounds on. Huh. Your guess is as good as mine. Definitely non-ferrous. Let me get out my Leatherman. I don't usually do barbaric things like this, but it's copper. It's copper. All right. Well, that will wind up in my copper 5-gallon bucket. But still interesting. Another cool piece of history to hold right in our hands. That is great. Okay, let's go on to the next. I think we've done it again. By the shape of this. Yep. Yet another double-headed axe. Alright, that's got to be 30 for me. You know, I'll have to count when I get home, but I know I had 25, and that was a big bunch of them ago. So that is pretty nifty. Now this one is concave on kind of both sides here. I'm not sure why that would be that way, but again, axes were just a regular part of farm life and logging life, and those were the things that brought people here, the first settlers. So all right, on to the next. That is part of a cook stove. And I am not, I repeat, not putting that in my finds bag. Too heavy. That one goes on the cornerstone of the foundation. All the different shapes of stuff. Now, what in the world? It looks like it may have been broken there. But what the heck is that? What is it? No idea. Not sure what that is. It almost looks like it had, you know, around the outside, like it may have turned. No idea. If you know, please tell me in the comments. I'm trying to learn what all this old stuff is. On to the next. Well, we're calling it a day. We'll take a look at what we found and then go get into some dry clothes. I could go for that. So it looks like around that old foundation we found what I believe is the plate of a clock. A couple of weirdo things. Chunk of a lead pewter spoon, and unfortunately I completely ruined this old, once fancy butter knife. We found our copper colander, or maybe from a coffee pot, who knows. Found a double-headed axe. Found what could have been from a door, a couple of bullet shells, what might have been a busted off jackknife blade, and these two very delicate. These two delicate little buckles. So, and just about 40 pounds of huge iron. So anyway, it was a fun day, and we did find some interesting stuff. This is Steve reminding you that if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it, and you are invited back next time right here on History in the Hand.